Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel USA Immigration and Visa. Today we are going to discuss about documents that are required for filling DS-160 form, the information that is needed beforehand to fill DS-160 form, and we will also discuss about the tips that are very helpful to save time while filling DS-160 form. So let's get started with the video. See, we think we remember everything in our brain and start filling out the DS-160 form, but in reality it does not work that way. It took me over a day to get it done due to a variety of reasons, like information that I miss and the session that timed out in between of filling the forms. So there are a number of issues that I faced when I filled my DS-160 form, and it took me a long time than the amount of time that I have thought I will be able to complete it. So the checklist we are going to discuss is not very comprehensive, but it has many information and documents that I will tell you that are very important, and we overlook those information and the documents before filling the form. So let's see the checklist of documents and information that is needed to fill out DS-160 form. First thing, address of the location you plan to stay in the United States along with zip code. Second, if you have a flight ticket booked, the information about when your flight arrives in USA, on which airport it will arrive, which city it will arrive, you should have all those information. Third, if you have been to the US before, you should know a list of dates you arrived in the US, how long was your trip in the US for each visit that you have done before. If you have been in the US and have a driver's license from the US, that information is very well required while filling the DS-160 form. So you should know that information and you should be able to provide that information. Next is information about your contact person in the US. To verify those details, they are typically your supervisor, first name, last name, your phone number, their email address, address of that person. This is basically for the people who are going on work visa like H1B, L1. So these details are required. Supervisor details are required in that case. If there's a student who is going as an international student, F1 student, then the university details are required, like the address of the university, contact person, your DSO, and his or her phone number, the address of the university. These all details are required for the student and an international student. If a person is going for a visit, then if there is a contact person, maybe a friend or a family to whom he or she is visiting, then that person's information is required. So you have to fill this information as per your scenario or the visa for which you are applying and filling the DS-160 form. Next is information about your parents. You have to check their passport or their details you should know, like the mother's full name, date of birth, father's full name, date of birth, or other information that is required while filling that form. Next is current work related information in the US. Like if you are already working or you have previously worked in the US, so you should know company name, the address of the company, your monthly salary in US. For this you have to check LCA for the monthly salary or the payroll information. Description of your job duties, that is very well required. You have to check your resume that you have sent to USCIS. So you should put those informations only that you have put in the resume that you have submitted to USCIS. Next is, if you have not worked in USA before and you are applying for H1B or L1 or any other visa, then you should provide your current employment information that in your home country or any country in which you are currently residing and you are applying for the US visa. The information can be your employer's name, employer address, when you started working at this particular company, and what is your monthly salary or the salary details in your local currency as it is required in DS-160 form. Next is, if applying for H1B, L1 or other petition based visas, then detail about the petition or the case number that was approved by USCIS. Next is previous work related information. This is very important because the DS-160 form gives you the option to fill all the previous work that you have done or the companies that you have worked for. You have to provide the information in detail about all those companies in which you have worked, like list of previous company names you have worked in last 5 years, employment date, start and end date, address of companies along with phone number, your previous titles, your previous supervisor names, your previous job duties, description and details about your job. Next is previous education details. You need everything from 10th class onwards, 10th standard onwards till 10, 12, bachelor's, master's, PhD, whatever, or the certification course, whatever you have done, you have to provide all those information. Like high school, 10th class, school details with full name and address along with the dates that you have attended. Junior college, that is 11th or 12th, it may differ in some countries, so you have to provide the full name, address of the institution with pin code or zip code and the dates you have attended. But same with the bachelor degree and the master degree, college name or university name, address, dates you have attended, degrees or awards that you have received from there. See, the above list information that I have told you should be sufficient for any work related visa like H1B or L1 or any visa, but some points may differ. So for any other kind of visa you will need most of the information except the petitioner and other information related to work. The basic list of documents you should have in your hand when you are starting to apply for DS-160 form, the passport along with any US visa that is issued to you before. Second is, if you are applying for the H1 work visa specially, so approval notice forms, I-797 form if applying for H1B, L1 or other petition based visas. If you are applying for an international student visa, then you should have I-20, that is issued by the university to which you have applied and you are going to study in the university. So this is I-20 is very important for international students who are going to apply for F1 visa. Next is DS-160 monthly income in local currency. How you will explain this point? If you are applying for H1B, L1 or other work visa stamping and you have never traveled to the USA before, you would be asked to fill out your current employment information and salary information. You would come across a question that reads monthly income in local currency if employed. For this question, you will need to enter your current monthly salary paid by the company that you currently work for. It will be in your country's local currency and not in US dollars. If you work in India, it will be in Indian rupees. If you work in Singapore, it will be in Singapore dollars. For example, let's say your salary is 6 lakh INR per year, that is Indian rupee per year. Then your monthly salary would be 50,000 INR and you will need to enter 50,000 INR in the field that is given there. You will need to have proof of the monthly income that you enter in the question in the form of offer letter, salary slip or tax filing. You cannot just randomly put anything there. Make sure you carry these documents that is related to your salary that you have specified in the form as well for the visa interview. If you are not employed at the moment, then you would check the box does not apply and leave it blank. This is to indicate that you are not working for your company for any company for that matter in your home country. Next important point that we are going to discuss is the passport number, visa number in DS-160 form, because you have to fill all these details. You will be asked for passport number when you are completing the DS-160 form. So also, if you have been to US before, you will be asked to enter the US visa number. If you look at the US visa stamped in your passport, visa number is a number on the right hand bottom side of your visa, and this number will be in red color. Next topic, or the point that we are going to discuss that we often overlook, is course of study in DS-160 for 10, 12 bachelor's or master's. When you are completing the form DS-160, you will get a section on education where you will need to fill in your education details. You must fill in all your education details starting from 10th class, including 12th standard, after that bachelor's, master's, or anything that you have done related to the education, including the certificates or the trainings that you have done. You should mention everything. When they ask in DS-160 about secondary school, they mean 10th class. Also, when they say high school in DS-160, it means 12th class. It can be intermediate in some countries, so you have to fill it according to your country. You must enter all your education institution details starting from 10th class, 12th class, bachelor's and higher degree as applicable to you. Next, the very important topic that we are going to discuss for this video is tips that are very helpful while filling DS-160 form, and that will save a lot of your time. First point that I am going to discuss here in this section is write application number or save it. Your information is saved by screen as you complete it. In order to retrieve your information, you need the application number. Make sure you write your application number on piece of paper. You will need this application number and the security check question and answer. It will be shown at the first time you start filling out the application on the first page. If you miss it, you are in trouble and you need to create a new one again. Second point here is session timeout. The system is not so good at calculating your session's time. It will just time out your session for no reason sometimes. Be prepared for it. Be patient, and it can be frustrating due to session timeouts. Have half a day allocated with all your information with you to avoid delays. Save text in Notepad or MS Word. Make sure you have all the information I have listed above at hand and have it typed up in a Notepad file, MS Word, or a proper paper for easy form filling. It will save you a lot of time with sessions timeout. Allocate 2 to 3 hours. They say the USCIS or the DS-160 form, the US immigration basically says that you will need 75 minutes to fill the DS-160 form, but in reality you might need at least 2 hours or more than that even to fill DS-160 form completely. So make sure you have a proper uninterrupted internet connection for an extended period of time to fill properly and complete your DS-160 form. Fifth and the last point that I am going to discuss here that will save you the time is the digital photo. You will need a digital photo. Photo requirement is different and depends on the location where you are applying your visa. Check the local US embassy or consulate requirement regarding digital photo. If required, make sure you take it with a white background. You may edit it by cropping it. There is an option to test your photo before you start your application. Check this before you proceed with your application. Thank you very much for watching my video today, and I hope this will save you a lot of time, and the tips that I have provided will be very helpful, and the document and the information that is needed that I discussed in this video will help you to collect all the information before starting your process of filing the DS-160 form. Thank you.